Good morning, Internet. This is Alex does Sudokus, and it is Sunday, the 8th of November 2020, and it is time to have a go at today's LA Times Sudokus. And I just need to find the correct window for it. And let's see. Oh, I'm a bit all over the place right now, actually. So let's see. Apologies for the delay. I'm just sorting a few things out. So copy that, paste that there, and get rid of that. Oh wait, that doesn't look right. Have I messed up? Browser capture. That's weird. My overlay has seemingly broken. Not sure what's going on there, so let me double check. Oh, hang on a sec. Is this all wrong? Background. Nope, not the background. I want to look at the chat scene. Hi Elaine! How are you? Staying up late again, I see. Yeah, I'm just trying to sort out my overlays. Oh, that's strange. It's using something from memory, from temporary files, rather than the one that I've made. So where is it? Yeah, sorry, I'm just sorting out my chat overlay, and it seems to have broken for some reason. Let's go back to Photoshop. Save it. What folder is it in? It's in a YouTube folder, so go back to YouTube. Done. And let's see. Now, if I go back to... That's better. Okay, I can now... Hold on. Browser, chat scene. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. Nearly there. Nearly there. Okay, I am now ready. So, transition into LA Times Sudokus. So, I have a late tutoring shift on Saturdays. Oh, what do you tutor then? Do you tutor Sudokus? Okay, let's start with an easy puzzle to just get ourselves warmed up on today's LA Times Sudokus. I should probably set up a dedicated scene just for LA Times. Oh, hang on. Maybe, yeah, actually, the New York Times one is fine, actually. So let's stick to that one because it makes the things bigger. So let's see. We've got one here. Oh, I have to change the settings every day. So annoying. 111. Can't see anything else. I can see a 3 here. The 2s are not very friendly. Got 3 here. 3s. So the remaining 3s are locked. Tutor for CS. Is that computer science? That's really cool because I also did computer science when I was back in university. Oh, pardon me. I forget. I somehow managed to go like a few days of Twitch stream in the mornings without sneezing or sniffling, but I guess I've broken the streak now. So yeah, normally if you've ever seen my New York Times Sudoku videos, you'll notice that every single day without fail I would sneeze and sniffle, and it's really disgusting, and I feel ashamed of it. Okay, so let's see. Sixes, six, and that's also a six. So what kind of level are you? So are you teaching like tutoring theories, or are you helping people with code, like practical examples? Or I'm very curious about this because I'm really interested in how like programming has changed over the years since I've been at uni. And oh, it looks like I've broken a puzzle already on an easy. That's terrible. How have I done that? Let's clean everything up. So, not a good start. I'm helping people oh, joy. Debugging people's code was exactly why I left the computer science course when I was at uni, because I did a lot of that as well. And do you enjoy them, or do you pull your hair out helping people debug codes? It's an object. Cool. What language is it? Threes. So that's definitely a 3, and that's a 3. Fours, that has to be a 4. So I wonder how I broke the puzzle. C++. Ah, I have not tried C++. I'm glad you love debugging people's codes, because I know it can be satisfying, and that's why I did it when I was at uni. But I realised on hindsight it was a bit of an ego thing for me, because so I think I joined the computer science course when I think the internet bubble was still expanding, and people just wanted to get in on the action, basically. So at my university there was a course called Internet Computing, which was very attractive to a lot of people who've never touched computers before, and I do mean literally never touched computers before at this point, because this was back at the beginning of 2000, and yeah, we had all sorts of people who never really had an interest in programming. They were there for the money, basically, and I remember every month at the end of every month when we had a coursework due, I've broken the puzzle again. What's going on with this puzzle? The 8 can't fit anywhere in this cage. How have I done this? Is this something to do with the 3? Is the 3 wrong? I don't understand, because... Okay, let's clear this. Let's start with the 8 being in these 2 cells. Oh, no, hold on. 8 are in these 2 cells, so it has to be on this column. Oh, maybe I didn't break it. Maybe I'm just misreading it. Don't know what's going on, but okay, I'm going to start backwards and do the 9s first. 9s, not much I can do with the 9s, actually. Yeah, maybe I was presumptuous that the 8 didn't fit. I think the puzzle was fine, but I'm misreading it again and again, and I kept thinking that I've broken it. Maybe I haven't. So let's try this one last time, just like Spider-Man. So how are your computer science students? How are their code? Did they comment their codes to make sure that it's possible to digest? In fact, do you guys use like GitHub or like Git in general, because Git was actually before my time. Yeah, the 8 was completely fine. I don't know why I thought I've broken the puzzle. I didn't break the puzzle. Um, yeah, I was just being a bit daft. So 5. Maybe I'm not fully awake yet, and getting a bit easily anxious. 4s. Didn't I have a 4? I thought I had a 4, so maybe not. Maybe I needed a 3. You should have more comments in my code, but their code is still readable. That's good. So is it like a specific assignment that they're doing? So are they making something specific? Can't see any 2s, but I got a 1 there. So these are 1s and 8s, which means this must be a 2. And these 2 cells, Git and GitHub is a necessity for the class. That's good. I wish I had Git back in the days. Although actually, I suppose the way I coded it didn't really matter too much. So I did Java, not to be mistaken with JavaScript. That a lot of even back then, like a lot of people on the course couldn't tell the difference between Java and JavaScript, and they kept mixing up the two. And oh, actually, no, maybe not at the start. Maybe not at the start, but towards the end of the course, when I was around, I think like in my second year, I think JavaScript was definitely around because I remember having a conversation about the differences, and people didn't really get it, or some people didn't really get it, which kind of implied they shouldn't be on the course at all, but they were, and it was just how it was. But it was quite interesting, like seeing the difference between people who kind of like people who program in their own time. That was something I did. I did QBasic in school. Just kind of like played around with it. They're not they're not a seriously specific thing, but they were making their own binary trees. And oh, okay. Oh, hash tables. I'm trying to think if I understood what hash table was. Is that when you like in a database, you basically actually start? Oh, cool. Oh my God, are we telling people our ages? Because I don't know how much longer QBasic stay relevant for. But yeah, in fact, that's a lie. I didn't start with QBasic. I started with Basic because we had Amiga computers back at school. So from there, I learned Basic. So basically, people used to do 10 print hello, and then 20 go to 10, and then they just like fill the whole screen with hello, and that was the extent of their programming. Someone basically picked it up and they realized they could just repeat that. And I wanted to know if there were anything else that we could do, and that started my journey. And then I got into QBasic, and and yeah, that was fun. Those, I wouldn't say they were easy programming languages, but they were yeah, they were fun days for definite. Um, but like, it's hash table when you basically have a specific type of date. The core structure did not. So is that QBasic being extremely stable in your school? My school still does not teach Python. Do you know what? I've never learned Python officially. It's not until like I played around with. There's this game engine called, what is it called? Python, no, RenPy, which is. Oh, I just realised what RenPy. Why it's called RenPy. So RenPy is a language that allows people to make visual novels. Not something I was really interested in, but it was kind of like an entry level to making some basic games and using Python basically. So that's when I tried out Python, and yeah, it's quite a nice language. Although I still I didn't really explore too much about different programming languages, so I couldn't really tell you what my favorite language was. But but yeah, this I saw someone saying recently on Reddit that Python is really slow, which I was surprised about because I thought Python is meant to be really quick, really fast. Um, but yeah, I think Python should be taught in school. It's just kind of I think it's a language for a lot of people because of the simplicity of the syntax. So I'm definitely a fan of Python, but I'm still a bit scared of using it for like production stuff. Like I wanted to set up my own API, and again, I didn't know about APIs back in school and back in uni, and it was really weird when I came out of uni because basically I quit programming, and then because I realized I was spending all my time debugging people's code. I found Python annoyingly simple. How can it be annoyingly simple? So what's the downside to it being simple? That's a 9, and that's a 4 and a 4, and this is a 2. So I don't know if I'm just like being a bit silly, but the puzzle doesn't feel super easy actually. So there's still lots of places, lots of ambiguity in the puzzle. So what have I got? 2, 3, 2, 3, and 5. So I've got 5 there, 5. No, 2, 3. Sorry, 2, 3, and 9. So I've got 3 there. So 3's no, I still can't resolve those. So what's the deadlock? That will unlock the puzzle. Yes, this is a 2 because those are 2's. There we go. So this must be a 6. But yeah, I used to be like I used to have a bit of an ego in the course because basically I was surrounded by people who didn't really know how to program, so I thought I was a really good programmer, and I basically spent most of my time just debugging people's code on the last day of the assignment, on the assignment due date, and I would discover that some people really hadn't really started their program. They were still stuck on the really fundamental stuff like a linked list or arrays, and yeah, it was that bad basically. And I essentially would kind of do the bare minimum. I wasn't really debugging, to be honest. I was basically just writing people's program for them, like on the 11th hour, and I kind of realized I enjoyed that to an extent, and I really wanted to get into the video game industry, and my cousin incidentally also did. He was actually in the video game industry, and that's what he stayed at work to do till like 9 every day. I used to chat with him whilst he was at work, and I realised that was going to be my life. And much as I enjoyed the bit of ego trip that I had from debugging, in quotations, other people's code, I realised that wasn't really my passion. I wouldn't get to do the creative stuff basically because essentially everyone else would probably get to try and do the fun stuff, and then I'll have to fix their code, and so eventually I realised it's the creative aspect that I enjoy about programming because it's the problem solving that I enjoyed, and not the bug fixing. So I ended up quitting, but programming eventually found me again anyway because I needed it for work, and because we basically tried to get someone to write a little module for us for our online shop, and he was like a university graduate, and but I think the documentation was quite not really poor but a bit different from what he was used to, so he kept getting stuck on it. So in the end I just thought, start it, I'm just gonna do it myself. And then once I started, I just didn't really stop. I just started like thinking, oh, programming languages have changed a lot since I last dabbled. I think it was like PHP 5 or something like that when or one of the PHP versions, and yeah, I started doing programming again. And then I met my I lived with another programmer. Um, he moved in and he was basically what is it called, like rapid. No, actually, he's interested in like all sorts of stuff in programming, particularly in networking and security. So he wasn't really interested in kind of low level programming, and he showed me these frameworks. I think he showed me Ember, and when I was at uni, we didn't really know about frameworks and stuff like that. And since I didn't stay with programming, I didn't know about them. And as soon as I saw like all these like JS, what is it, Node.js, and all these JS frameworks, I was just like, oh my god, are you kidding me? It's programming that easy nowadays, and so I'm just now kind of getting back into the swing of programming and playing around with Vue.js, but there's still lots of things that is a bit out of my league. Mostly kind of like using frameworks and APIs to do kind of like authentication. I wrote a little system that basically I did a password hashing and all that stuff, the login system in PHP. I'm guessing I'm very used to C++ now. It gives you a lot of control over every tiny thing. Yeah, it is quite low level, isn't it? And you can literally program anything with it, can't you? Python does not give the power, and it provides you a lot of things you don't need to fully understand to use. Oh, bless you. I just ramble a lot, like I said. Actually, you weren't here yesterday, but I basically spent ages just rambling on about random stuff, and I enjoy doing that. So, but I also need to do the puzzles for my YouTube audience as well. So I'm just going to quickly. I don't. To be fair, I don't have many viewers. I think on YouTube anyway, so I'm not too stressed. That hopefully, sorry if you guys are watching on YouTube and think I'm insulting you. I'm not. I promise. But kind of thought I'm still quite small on YouTube, and maybe you guys enjoy me rambling on as well. But I think I do need to kind of start getting serious on this puzzle and try and solve it. So maybe I need to use some pencil markings to solve this because let's do another scan. So yesterday I think I did easy, medium and hard without using pencil markings, which is a bit of a challenge to myself, but also it's going to improve my ability to see like quadruples, like dissect quadruples and pentagonals, well, triples, quadruples, and stuff like that. I'm building up towards pentagonals, but I'm avoiding them a little bit. You do not yet need pencil markings. Yeah. So let's see, freeze. Yeah, it's a medium, isn't it? So it should be okay. I shouldn't need pencil markings for this. She says as she gets stuck on the puzzle. So I've got a pair of fives there, so that must be a 5. So 5s are locked in there. Can't see any more 5s, but I've got a 7 here. 7, so that must be a 7, which means that's a 7. So I've got 7s locked in. Oh no, 7's locked in here. So all the 7s are done. What about 6s? 6s, 8. So 8. Oh, by the way, as I promised, I still got the Sudoku exchange puzzle. Oh, although I should probably pause it. I did hibernate my computer. Oh, that's interesting, actually. So even with hibernation, it looks like the clock continued counting up. That's really interesting. So I wonder how it must use something else to do the counting then, because I thought hibernating my computer would stop it from counting up. So this is a 2, so that's a 2 as well. So 2 2s. I've got a pair of 2s there. 2s are not really knowable up here, but I have a pair here developing which are 6s and 9s. So 9 and 6 are there because of this 9. So that leaves me a pair of 1s and 4. So 1 and 4 are solved, leaving me with a 6, and that's 6. Means that is a 6 as well. So these are 1 2 3 4 5. Oh yeah, going back to hash tables, are they to do with what did you say, hashing tables? So Are they to do with like password storing, or is it something to do with, because I did this once when I was using QBasic. Um, is it when you have like a short piece of string data that you want to store in the database? So you run it through a hashing algorithm to to generate a unique hash, and therefore you can kind of like store it in for direct access in your database table, but you don't have to um, essentially use. Yeah, but I wonder if when you said hashing table, if that was specific to passwords or if it's like using it for direct access to the database. Because we did something like that in QBasic, and I actually misunderstood the concepts because the whole point at the time was that using hashing, there were possible collisions, and we had to learn how to overcome collisions. Basically, where if there's a collision and it's the wrong record, then we would move to the next record down to find it. And I thought that's a really stupid idea because why, why have collisions at all if I can create a hashing algorithm that would be generate a unique key every single time? And so I basically defeated the whole point of the hashing algorithm because I created unique hashes for every single record that's possible. So it bloated the database, and I had like a 11 megabyte database for our little air traffic control system. So I think that's why I got marked down, and because I just completely missed the point of hashing. And then later on when I looked back, I kind of because my teacher didn't really um, explain why I got marked down for it. I think I got like 68 or something like that, and and yeah, so but when I kind of look back, I kind of realized, oh, I actually missed the point. That's why. But he wasn't a good teacher either because it never explained what that I missed the point. I thought I was like playing 4D chess because he was talking about hashing, and most people were just basically just following that, doing exactly that, just did the hashing and then handing in their coursework. Whereas I built a whole UI, I built a whole interface, kind of keyboard interface that other people used command line approaches. So I thought surely I should get a really high score for it, but I didn't because I missed the fundamental purpose of the access of the hashing table in the first place. So yeah, I wasn't really as clever as I thought I was. Um, oh, hang on, that can't be right because there are no fours here. So I've broken the puzzle by placing two eights in here. So oh dear, I've done it again, haven't I? So I don't know if I've broken the puzzle already, but I don't know what it is about LA Times Sudokus, but I always get it wrong. So let's quickly try and solve this with these pencil markings, assuming it's just the 8 that I got wrong, and see if I can still solve it. If not, I'll have to restart and really focus this time because yeah, that should be a 2 now if those are correct. So so I've got a triple here of 1. What are they? 1 3, 1 3 and 6. Oh, good. Thank you. 1 1 3 and 6. Therefore, these are 5s and 8. 5s and 8. That doesn't help me, does it? No. So let's just do another scan. 8's up here. Okay. Go through the motions. 1 1 1. Okay. 2s. 2s are here. 2s are here. 3. 3s are in these two cells. 3 3 3. 4. The main point of hashing is very quick access and search, even with the expense of having collisions. Yeah, I do get that now. And I'm quite curious, like what uses hashing tables, because we never had like real life examples, and obviously like technology had moved on. I would expect. Hold on, these. No, that's a 5. And if that's a 5, then this must be a 2. No, 3. Yeah, it's a 3. because I think we were kind of taught a lot of basic, a lot of concepts, but we didn't. I think I like to have real life examples to fully understand stuff, and I think that's why I didn't really get the point of hashing tables because we were just taught the theory, and the reason I challenged that was because I thought in real world theory, collision. Oh, do you know what? I just realised I never transitioned into proper full screen, so I used. Ah, I'm just a bit silly. I'm a bit, yeah, easily distracted. And speaking of hashing tables as well, do I have. This only has the theory. Okay. But yeah, I think for some people, it's definitely worth kind of explaining like real world applications for theories as well, because I think if they're anything like me, then it may kind of help them dispel certain myths. I was the person who annoyed the entire class at university on the first, I think it's one of the first lessons where we were taught the syntax of Java, and one of the syntax was like if, and then in brackets you put a variable in, and the idea is obviously now we know now that I'm a proper programmer, I understand that if you say if and then variable and the variable is true, then it does the condition is met, and if the variable doesn't return a true, then the condition is not met, and it uses either the else statement or skip the entire code block. But at the time, I was like, how can you just put a variable in? Because the whole point of if is that you have to if and then put a condition inside. So surely it should be if variable equals true rather than just if variable. And my tutor had to, and the lecturer basically had to spend like, I don't know, 5 minutes kind of like arguing with me about the logic of it until he finally found a way of explaining it that I understood that, oh, so the if function, the command if, isn't actually looking for a condition. It's not clever enough to do that. It literally just needs to read true or false. And the idea was that the conditions returned a true or a false, and that's how we got, and that's how they worked. And then once that clicked, like I understood like how to optimize code and stuff like that. So, but yeah, without like proper kind of I guess applicable explanations, I really struggled. So that became something that I was quite conscious of when whenever I had to teach people stuff, that different people have different ways of thinking, and it's really important to kind of go through different methods to hopefully come up with an approach that works. So that's today's medium puzzle. I also have a story to tell about hashing, password hashing. So I don't even remember when I learned about password hashing. I think it may be when I started looking into. I'm going to try and do this with no pencil markings as well. I think I was looking into building my own login system in PHP, and because basically I needed something at work that would allow me to kind of like automate some stuff, and the only thing I could think, the only thing I knew, semi-new at the time, was PHP, and we didn't have. We obviously are working in. I work in hospital charity, so everything is really restricted because of confidential data. So everything is restricted. So there was no way I would be able to like install things like program with C++ or, well, not that new C++, but like install Java or anything like that. So I kind of thought, well, the alternative is if I spin up a web server, I can do programming on a web server, and they can't block the websites. Well, they can block the websites, but there's no reason for them to block my websites. So I started. I basically kind of like ran a web server just so that I could use PHP to solve some of our problems. For instance, one of my colleagues wasn't very, let's just say, attention to details wasn't something that she should put on her CV or resume in American terms, and she kept making mistakes with our spreadsheets. So I thought, well, these are things that can be automated, so let's automate them. So I used PHP to build a little web system. She would just have to upload those CSV files, and then my program would just output the right data. But obviously, there were confidential data on there, so I had to build a login system. And then I started looking into, well, how do I do passwords and stuff like that? And I learned about password hashing. And once I read about it, it was just really eye-opening. And that was really interesting because, like, everything I read back then on Google, it was all kind of real-world examples. And I really understood why it's really important to hash the passwords. And I think when I don't know if salting. I think salting was beginning to be a thing. Sorting your passwords, but I didn't do that at the time because I basically went with the recommended best practice at the time, and it was just basically hashing the password was enough. Got a 4 there because of this 4 and that 4, creating a pointed pair of 4s. So yeah, I ended up learning it. But then the funny thing was, the data that we got was from a different website. And a few years later, I found out that the website that we used to get the data from, they didn't actually hash their passwords because I had to set up. We merged with another hospital, and then all the passwords got really convoluted because of the way the login system worked. So it didn't remember my username or something, or it got confused about my username, or I got confused about my username or password. So I thought the easiest thing to do was to just the things that I knew I knew it was really their fault because I was already using a password manager, so there was no way that I had it wrong. So that can be the only 9 because I've got 9 here, which means this is a 3. So I did the sensible thing. I requested, I clicked the link to say I've forgotten my password. And guess what happens after that? I will let you write what is the worst thing that could have happened when you click on a forgotten password link and then type in your user ID, or in this case my email address. I'm going to let you come up with the worst case scenario. Bearing in mind, a bit of backstory, I had 2 separate logins for the same website because we were 2 separate hospital charities that merged, and we had 2 different accounts before we merged. So I already had the login for my original hospital charity, and I generated a new login for the new hospital charity. And it was a new hospital charity that I couldn't log into, and I requested. I basically clicked the forgotten password link and put in my email. So can you guess what is the worst possible thing that could happen next? So these are, what are they, 2s and 6. I can't resolve them yet. They just gave me the password. They did do that, but it's worse than that. Can you guess how it could be worse than just giving me a password? Giving me my password. No, they didn't actually do that. So it was sent to me by an email. So they sent me my password by email. So at least it wasn't just on the screen. But something really bad happened. You're getting close. Not all the other users. It was my other user password. It was my other login. So bear in mind, let's say I was working for charity A and charity B. It was charity B that I'm the same person, but I was working for charity B and requested a password reset. And bearing in mind, I had 2 different email addresses for charity A and charity B. So they didn't know that I was the same person. They gave me my password for charity A. So imagine if I was, if I was actually 2 different people, because at this point, they didn't know. They had no idea that we were two separate charities, and they gave a different account password to me in plain text in an email. So I knew that they didn't hash the passwords. And if they hashed the passwords, they had an algorithm that could reverse the hash. But I know it's the previous. They just didn't hash the passwords. And I knew that because once I got the password, I sent a reply immediately saying, okay, there are two really glaring problem here. One, you emailed me my password, which it should never, ever, under any circumstances happen. And two, you emailed me the wrong password. Oh no, first of all, you emailed me my password. Luckily, I am the same person, so that was one problem. You sent the wrong password to me. Two, you sent it to me in an encrypted email. And three, you don't hash your passwords. What's going on? How can you have a login table that you don't hash your password for, let alone salt it? Even if you just hash it. But by this time, like, salting is kind of like a mandatory thing that you should do for good security. But and their response was that, well, we have very good security. You know, we do penetration tests every day, so there's no way anyone can get in. I'm like, that's not how security works. What if you have a disgruntled employee who have access to your data table? They can just export all everybody's passwords and their email addresses. And these logins not only gave you details for the charity, access to the charity account, the whole point of these charity accounts was that they have access to fundraisers and donor details. I have access to thousands of people's addresses, email addresses, how much money they've raised. So if they have my password, they can access all of that. So naturally, I reset the password, but I demanded that they do a mandatory password reset for everybody, and they never did that. And I wasn't allowed to kind of like do a whistleblow on it. I sent an email to the National Cybersecurity Centre to state, I found this on a really big website in our country. I know they don't do this, so can you do something about it? And they said, for kind of like confidentiality reasons, they couldn't tell me the outcome, but they said they would look into it. But to this day, I never got an email to say your password has been reset due to a security risk. And my charity wouldn't allow me to go public with this issue because it could put us at a poor standing with the company that we were using, and if we lose that service, then it would really impact our fundraising. So from a moral perspective, I was very angry by that because we had charity logins, but what if they have the same problem with their fundraiser and donor logins? Then they potentially people may have access to other people's card details. Do they store their card details in full? Who knows? So yeah, I was really angry by that. And reminding myself of that just made me really angry. So that's my password hashing story, basically. So I'm going to move on and really try and solve this puzzle. So that was my little rant on a Sunday morning. Yeah, and I've ranted many times. I have ranted this story many times, and I still, to this day, I cannot believe that something like this could happen and not dealt with properly. And I am powerless to actually mandate the correction, basically. So I'm very, very upset by that. So sixes are here and here. Oh, that's annoying. I still can't solve the 6. 7s. Apologies for everyone on YouTube that I have not really focused on the puzzle too much and spent too much time just talking. I guess I now realise streaming does this to you. Streaming has a tendency of making you maybe overshare. I don't know. So I've got 9s locked in these 2 cells. Oh, I'm starting to get stuck now. So I've got 9s there, 9s. Okay, so that must be a 9 because that's a pointed triple. And if 9s, yeah, 9 has to be locked in those 2 cells. 9s are locked in these 2 cells and these 3 cells. So now I've got a triple here, which are 2, 6. 2, 6 and 7. 7's over here. And 6 but I can't see any 2s. So let's look in this cage. I'm curious if there's something. Oh, actually, should I look at this column? Because, oh no, what are these? These are 2s and 6, and I know I've got 2, 6 and 7 on it. So this is a 2 and 6. This is a 2 and 6. That leaves me a triple of 3, 4, and 3, 4, and 5. I want to say 2 and 6. So yeah, 3, 4, and 5. So I've got 4 there. So that's 3 and 5. These are actually 3. So that's 3 and 4, 3 and 5, and that's 3, 4, and 5. So that wasn't helpful at all, actually. So let's move on. Let's look at... This was the quadruple I looked at, wasn't it? 2, 6, 2, 3, 5, and 6. 2, 3, 5, and 6. So 2 and 6. I don't have another 2 and 6, so let's move on. What about this triple? This is 4, 4, 6, and 9. Got a 6 there. Not enough restrictions, actually, on these. Okay, this is also a quadruple, which is 1s are up there. Okay, is there something going on with the 1s? 1, 2. 2s have to be down here. 1, 2, 4. 4s are in these 2 cells. And 9. Hang on, that's these 1, 4, and 9, so that must be a 2 then. So that leaves 1, 4. Hold on, that means 1, 4, and 1. Yeah, 1, 4, and 9 is left, and I get 4 and 9 there, so that must be a 1. There we go. So that leaves me with 4 and 9. Okay, so this is now a triple of 9, 9, 6. 6s are here, so if that's a 6, that must now be a 6. And I've got 6s locked in rows 7 and 9, so that must, oh yeah, that was obviously a 6 anyway because of the row. So let's see. These are 4s and 9s, still don't know. So these are 2s and 4s, therefore that's also, no, hang on, it's not 4s. I've got a 4 in here, so I need to stop doing that, making those silly mistakes, because it's cost me many games. So if this is also a triple of 3, 6, 3, 5, and 6. And I can't see 3 or 5 anywhere, so that's a bit annoying. These are 2s and... Oh, these are 2s and 7s, so I can place them. So with that, I can place the 2 and the 6. And I think that's a 6 now, isn't it? 6. No, that's a 6, because a 6 has to be locked in that row. Nearly made another mistake. And I've got 3s and 5s in these 2 cells. 3s and 5s there. So that must be 3s and 5s as well. So got a bit of a chain going on there, but doesn't feel super useful right now. What were these now? 4s and 9s. Still don't know what they are. So quadruple. I've got 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 9. 2, 3, 2, 9. So that's 3 and 4. I've got 4, so that's no use. I think I should just scan the board again, because I've unlocked quite a few numbers. So, oh, I nearly placed a 1 in there. Really need to be careful, because there's just something about the contrast of the numbers on LA Times Sudokus that makes me a bit, my eyes go a bit wonky, and I misread things. Got a triple here, which is 2, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. 2, 3, and 5. So that must be a 5. So now I'm left with 2s and 3s, which I still can't resolve. No, but can a 5 do anything for me? 5, 5s are locked in 2 possible cells, so that's a 9. I've also got 5s here, 5s there. 1s, 2s. This is kind of boring part of puzzle solving, isn't it? When I'm just going through the motions and not really using special techniques. 5s. I think I've looked at all the 5s. 6. 6s I'm pretty sure is still locked in. Oh, it's not locked. I've actually unlocked the 6s, so so that leaves me a pair of 4s there, which means that's a 4, and 4s and 9s, and yep. So I've got 4s and 4, 9 kind of trapezium there. What about these? These are 2s and 3s. I still don't know, but this cell has to be a 1, and that one resolves the 1 over there, so 1s are now all done. Hopefully I haven't made a mistake. This is a triple of 3, 7, and 3, 2, and 7. So 7's got to go there, so 2s and 3s are there. A lot of 2s and 3s going on, lots of pairs, which is something I have noticed before about LA Times Sudokus. They tend to have a lot of pairs going on, and I think I've got another 2, 3 trapezium going on, so that must be, these must be 2s and 3s, and if they're 2s and 3s, then that has to be a 3 as well, and this is now a 5, and that resolves the 3, 5 chain as well. So 3s, that must be a 3, that must be a 3. How is that not all the 3s? Oh, because another 3 goes there, so that's a 5. So the 5s are done. This is a 2, that's a 2, that's a 2, right? I've not missed any 2s, and that must be a 9, and so that's a 4, so that should break the 4, 9 chain, right? Yeah, so that's a 9, that's a 4, that's a 9, that's a 4, that's a 9, so that's a 4 and that's a 2, so that's today's, was that the medium? No, that was the hard. Oh, okay, so that wasn't too bad. I thought I spent that long on a medium, but thankfully that was a hard. So, expert time. Let's try to get as far as we can with no pencil markings, and then we will start using pencil markings. So I've got a pair of 2s there, 2s, 2, 2. Let's really focus on this because I can't afford any mistakes on these. So 4s are here, 4, that's a 4. So that's, so yeah, this 4 and that 4 locks a 4 there. So these 4s lock those 2 cells, so that's indeed a 4. So I've got a pair of 4s there and a pair of 4s there. So that's sort of 4s done. 5s, 5, 5. Can't see anything of 5s, but I've got a 6 here, 6 there. Basically that 6 and that 6 locks a 6 there. So that unlocks another 6 for me in this cage. And if I look horizontally, I will find there's nothing else I can do with the 6s. But let's have a look at this first quickly. 1s. So 1s are locked in these 2 cells, but there aren't any other restrictions on the 1s. So I'm looking for 1, 8, and 7. So these are 1s and 7s. Therefore, this must be an 8. 7, 7. So let's move on to 7s, actually, because that's a 7, because I've got a pointed pair of 7s there. So I've got 7s locked down here, up here. What about 8s? 8s are down here, 8, 8, over here. Can't see anything else, but I've got a 9 there, pair of 9s there, 9. Let's see, 9, 9, 9. Can't do much more with 9s. Okay, so that's one round of notations. Oh, I'll tell you what, I stopped sneezing and sniffling, so maybe talking on Twitch helps, because I don't think I did too much sneezing and talking today. I've got 1, 2, and 8, but none of them are restricted enough to give me a solution. So, tempted to do another quick round of notations to see if we can do more, if we've actually got more numbers that we can solve now. So twos are here. Yeah, it's the strangest thing, like how the body works and how, like, having a friend online stops you sneezing. It must be like psychological. So yeah, that 3 locks a pointer pair of 3, so that unlocks another 3 here because of that 3. So I've got a pair of 3s over there, but I can't restrict the 3s in specific columns. But at least it means I've got a 4 here as well, and another 4. So all the 4s are done at least. 5s. 5s are down here. 5. Can't do anything. So 6s. 6. So yeah, hopefully people on YouTube will only be watching me for the expert puzzle if they got stuck with it. So hopefully my rambling on early on wouldn't have been too annoying for them. Oh, there's an 8 over here because of that 8 and that 8. So that locks a pointed pair of 8s there. Not super useful, but I'm now left with a pair of 1s and 2s. Not useful. This is 1, 2 and 7. So that can't be a 7. Oh, that's not useful actually. So 2s are there and 1s can go anywhere. Okay. 1s. Can't see anything else with the 1s. 2s. 2s are still locked in there. So I think chances are, because quite often the LA Times Sudokus are all about pairs and triples overlapping in the rows and columns. And I doubt I'm good enough. My memory is pretty poor, both short term and long term. And oh, that's a 3 because of these 2 3s, and there's a triple here. So these are 1s and 6, so they can be resolved because of the 6 down here. So that locks the 6s up here, and I've got a pair of 2s and 5s, also can be resolved. So what else can I do? 3s are locked over there, but I've got no restrictions over here. 4s are done. 5s, 5s, 6, 6s are there. 6, 6, 6, 7s, 7s, 8s, 8s. Ooh, there's an 8 unlocked because of 2 columns and the row has been taken. So there's another 8 here. Surely that's going to unlock all the 8s. I've got a pair of 8s. Oh no, got another set of kind of X-wings going on. So 9s in these 2 cells, not helpful. 9s are over there. So hold on, aren't these something else as well? No, I think I just imagined it. Oh, I may need to run to the loo quickly. I'm going to hold on for a little bit. And let's see. 1s. 9 of restrictions on the 1s. 2s. 2s are there. Over here, but not restricted on that. 3s. 3s I think is an X-wing, isn't it? No, it's not. I've got 3 cages with missing 3s. 5s. 5s are locked in there. Oh, I'm afraid I'm definitely going to have to use the bathroom. So, I haven't got a scene, a transition scene. So, pause that. What I'm going to do then is put this on. Oh, actually, that's just a local website. So why don't I edit the LA Times HTML file? Oh no, not, oh hang on, no, that's my separate project. Is LA Times Sudoku walkthroughs. Be right back. So, oh, that's probably the wrong file actually. So is it this one? Be right back. Does that help? Oh no, it doesn't change. Okay, so do I need to change it and then bring it back? Yes, there we go. So BRB. Oh, that's not pretty at all. So anytime Sudokus. So let's change scene. So that's the wrong file. So it's definitely the LA Times Sudoku. So LA Times Sudoku walkthroughs, BRB, transition. There we go. No scroll bar now. So I will be right back. Hopefully not too long. Yeah, I'll be quick. And I'm back. Okay, so let's finish this Sudoku. How are you feeling? You must be really tired by now. What time is it where you are? 8. Oh, why did I switch to pencil mode? Because I'm just instinctively switching to that, thinking that I am back indeed. So these are ones and sevens. Not helpful for this cage. So let's look at this quadruple. This is 2, 5, 6. Oh, is it only after 1 a.m.? I thought it was later than that because it was like 3 a.m. the other day. Maybe it's you guys are on different time zones, aren't you? So, oh, I'm glad it wasn't. It's not like 4 a.m. or something like that. Because, yeah, for Jews, it's really that's completely fine. So, so I'll try and focus and try and solve this as quickly as possible. But do you want me to switch to notations mode now? Because I'll probably get stuck. I might take a lot longer if I try to solve this with no pencil markings. So 6 is over here. 6. Um, yeah, it's like still confusing to me sometimes that I guess like America is just so big, so it makes sense that you guys are in different time zones. But I guess like I do this thing where I think all Americans are in the same time zones without thinking at all. I just assume that you guys are all, I don't know, 5 hours behind me. So let's see, 6, 2s, 2, 6, 2, 5, 2, 5, 6, and 9. Can't see anything. Yeah, should I do pencil markings? Because I think it will still probably be challenging. Yeah, we are quite tiny, which is good in some ways because it's good for traveling because it's relatively cheap to travel. And I remember reading about there was a meme going, not meme, but there was like a Twitter thread the other day about kind of like people memeing about how long it takes to when they drive for like 45 minutes to visit the family in the UK, and someone was like 45 minutes I wouldn't even get to the next town in America or something like that. And or no, I think someone was talking about how yeah, they couldn't even leave the state in 45 in several hours because you know it won't take us 45 minutes in Germany. You can get to another country in the EU, but in America you can't even leave the state of Texas. And then of course someone in Canada will say, I'm not even left my town yet. And then someone in Australia will say, good luck. I've not even Yeah, I should start using notations. So let's do that. So now I've got a pair of 2s there, a pair of 1s here. So ones, these are 1s and 7s. 1s, so 1s, 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 2s. 2s are here. 1s can go anywhere, but 7s are locked in these two. But since it's a triple, I am going to pencil all of them in. These are 1, 3, not useful. 4, 5. Oh, so these are 3s and 5s. So that actually, there we go. That was a 3-5 pair all along. So that would have unlocked a 1 here. And that would have kind of, yeah, unlocked all of those. So it's always, yeah, it's shocking how much easier it is once you start pencil markings. So 2s, 2, 2, 2s. Don't think I've got any more 2s going on. So I think I should pencil mark in the 3s, which are over here. Oh, then 3 different places there, though. So I can't quite pencil mark them in just yet, not under Snyder notations. 4s are done. 5s. I really hope I haven't made a mistake because I'm really paranoid about making mistakes now because I've made so many in the last few days. 6s are there. Ah, here we go. 6s are locked in rows 7 and 9, so they must be here as well. So 7s. I think all the 6s are now pencil marked in. 7s. Have I got anything special going on with 7s? Pair of 7s there. I think that's all the 7s I can do. What about 8? Well, I've got an 8 here thanks to that 8, I guess. I don't know. Has this 8 been here all along? Oh no, it's because I placed the 1, so the 8 and the 6 are resolved. So that resolves another 6. And that 8 locks another 8 here. So all the 8s are done. These are now 2s and twos and fives. So twos and fives are locked in this kind of formation. Not super helpful for me right now. But I've got triple in here, so let's pencil mark in the fives, twos, and nines. Oh, that's quite an annoying triple, actually. Okay, so let's revisit the board. I've lost track of where I was. Oh, I haven't done nines. So let's see, nines are there. Nines are in these three cells, but that must be a 9. So nines are now locked in the bottom, which unlocks a 9 here. They have free reigns there. I've got a triple in this cage, so they have threes, twos. Oh God, twos, threes, and fives. So another triple here. So twos and fives all over the place, and 7. So point a pair of 7, so that unlocks the 7, 1, and 2, which means 2 and 5 are unlocked, which means no, I thought that would do more. Oh yeah, so this can't be a 2 anymore, so 2's are now down here, so that unlocks the 5, doesn't it? So 5, 7, and 5 are unlocked. So I've got 2, 9, 6, 2, 6, 9 triple there, not resolvable just yet. We've got a pair of, well actually I've only got a 5 left on that column, so this is a 7. So if that's a 7, that unlocks a 7, 6, 6, and where's the last 7? Oh, that 7 unlocked that 1 and 7 a while back, and that 2 unlocks the 1 and 2, and that 5 unlocks the 3 and 5. So it's seemingly quite an easy puzzle today, actually, but it's a shame I couldn't solve it without pencil markings, because I think it would have been feasible, but I'm just not good enough to do it. 5 and the 2 and the 9, and that's today's LA Times Expert Sudoku. Hope you enjoy that. People on YouTube, apologies for the delay. So again, I will look into timestamps and give you a quick exit, skipping my bathroom break. Thank you for staying with me, Elaine, and I think you should probably go to bed now, shouldn't you? If it's gone 1 a.m. So I'm not going to continue because, yeah, I want to make sure you go to bed, basically. So I'm not going to give you anything to watch. I'm also not going to raid, because that's another thing that will kind of potentially lead you to doing more. Oh, I'm looking at my users, and I've got lots of people in chat, but... Oh, so is there a difference between users in chat and viewers? Can people jump into my chat without actually viewing my video? Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, reason I'm not raiding is not because I don't love other watchers, but because I think you should go to bed, and you're my only viewer. So I shall see you later. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for if you've got a stream. I think I've got like email notifications now, so yeah, I'll keep an eye out. Although I left my oh no, I've got my phone. So I'll catch you later then. Have a nice night. Night night.